Here we go. Some shrimp on there. Oh, man. I need a minute. Hey guys, Greg Hudson here, host of America's Best Restaurants, and man, there is a food trend that's taken the country by storm. It's the Poké Bowl. So, we're gonna go behind the scenes today. We're in Orlando, Florida. I called up a good friend of mine, Mark. He's gonna tell us all about Poké, how it's made, what it's about, and Ohana. So join me, come on in to Island Fin Poké.
What's up, man?
Dude, it's been like 2 years. Ah! This guy. Man, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thanks for taking the time today.
Well, we appreciate having you.
Man, so it's been like 2 years since I've been here. God, this feels like home. This feels like home, like a homecoming, dude. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Can't wait to do this.
Yeah, and I thank you for taking the time. And you know, at the corporate offices at America's Best Restaurants, we were talking about Poké because it's really becoming a trend now. And I said, I got the guy. We got to get to Orlando, Florida. My guy, Mark, man, Island Fin Poké is going to tell everybody what it's all about and why it's so popular. Dude, what do you say? We do this today. Can we go outside? I want to hear how you've been. I want to hear what the past 2 years have been like. Let's tell people what Poké is all about, man.
Sounds good.
It's so good to see you, brother. Well, man, first of all, it's great to be back here because maybe you know, maybe you don't. I used to live in Orlando. This was like my go-to every single Thursday night. So it's awesome
Every
to be
Thursday,
back,
two
man.
bowls.
You know it. You remember. But you are such an inspiration when it comes to like the independent restaurant owner. And that's the story that we like to tell at America's Best Restaurant, man. But you're doing it much bigger because you started with Island Fin Poké and now you have blown up. You've got multiple locations, but without the machine behind you, without a corporation, it's all you and your family. What's that process been like as an independent restaurant owner?
Well, when we opened the original restaurant in Winter Springs, it was called Big Kahunas.
Okay.
And we were just going to have, you know, a couple of restaurants, work with our kids and enjoy a lifestyle.
Sure.
But Winter Springs just blew up. And we were approached about franchising. And we took off from there. And the thought process was, we can get bigger, faster, and cheaper by franchising. Okay. Right? So now we have 26 restaurants open from Worcester, Massachusetts to Salt Lake City. And we're spreading the good word of Island Fin. And it's not an ego thing.
Right.
It's a thing where there's a lot of Poké out there.
Right.
There's a lot of it that is not good.
Very true. That's why we're here, by the way.
And I don't want people having that first experience and being turned off of the cuisine. I want them to have Island Fin. Yeah. I want them to think, I don't, like, you know, you get an energy drink and I'm gonna go get a Red Bull. It doesn't matter if you're getting a Bang or a whatever.
A Monster, a Red Bull.
Yeah, it's always, I'm getting a Red Bull. And I want to be the name. So you're thinking, let's go get an Island Fin.
That is so, it's kind of like, hey, let me Google something.
Yep.
That makes so much sense, man. That makes so much sense now. And okay, we're coming to you as the experts here, and I'm doing that because you know by now I'm a huge food nerd, and this was my go-to when it comes to Poké. We have not done an episode on Poké before. It's becoming a juggernaut in the United States. I mean, maybe it is because of Island Fin, the way you're growing. What is it about Poké that's becoming so popular, and how do we make that approachable? Because it can be intimidating to some people that have never had a Poké Bowl. Why is it so special? Why is Poké so special?
I think that one of the things that, you know, as bad as the pandemic was, one of the things that it really woke people up to was the fact that they have to really be concerned with what they're putting in their bodies.
Yeah,
right?
So true.
And so we were ahead of the curve, right? Everything in the restaurant except for 3 dry toppings, crispy onions, tempura crisps, and wontons is gluten-free, right? We don't shortcut on ingredients. We only use Aloha Shoyu premium gluten-free soy sauce. Right?
Wow.
I could cut my soy sauce cost in half, but it won't be Aloha Shoyu.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's, you come in here, you eat an island fin bowl, and you don't feel like you need a nap in an hour.
That's so true. Yeah, exactly.
450 to 550 calories, but it's good calories. It's, 35, 40 grams of protein in a bowl. I mean, it's fuel for the rest of your day.
Right.
So it's just healthy and nutritious, but it's also so flavorful.
And that's the thing too. The health and the flavor is all there. And I'm going to be completely honest with everybody watching at home here. He's right. I would come here every single Thursday for that exact reason. And I'm going to be really honest. Like, you kind of got me through the pandemic when I would come down here every week. Like, every single week, this was my go-to spot. There wasn't a lot open. And you know what was open? Fast food I didn't want to put in my body. I'll be really honest with you. I would land at the airport, which is 5-10 minutes from here, and I would come straight here. And that's exactly why. And I think if people give it an opportunity that maybe haven't had poke before, they're going to see and taste that.
Yep.
So I'll be really honest with you. If you don't mind, I've honestly, eaten your poke bowls a million times. I've never really built a poke bowl before. Would you mind if, you got a great staff in there. They're putting everything together right now. We saw them getting the line ready. Could I go back and maybe try myself, see if I can put one together?
Yeah, I think we can make that happen.
My guy. Well, as Mark said, he's letting us get behind the scenes here. And as many poke bowls as I've eaten in my life, I've never built a poke bowl before. So again, I'm glad we're at Island Fin because this is Seth, by the way. Actually, I've kind of known Seth for years because when I would come to Island Fin years ago during the pandemic, this was my go-to. Seth was here all the time. And I'll tell you the truth. So we came in today to shoot this episode and I look behind the counter, I see Seth and I said, and that looks just like the kid that used to help build my poke bowls, but maybe that's his big brother or something. No, this is him just grown up now. So it's great to see you again, dude.
Yeah,
it's
good to
awesome
see
to
you
be
too.
back here. And so as I was talking to Mark, what we want to do today is kind of educate people that don't know much about poke bowls, right?
Yeah.
Because they're becoming so popular now across the US, but it can be intimidating for people that have never tried it.
For sure.
So we're here, we're at the best, we're learning from the experts at Island Fin. And so I want you to really take us through this line by line and just let's show people how approachable it is and how healthy it is and how, honestly, how delicious it is.
Yes, it's really good.
Okay, so you're gonna teach me how to build a poke bowl.
Sounds
Let's
good.
get started. So you've got one, I've got one here, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. He called me sir. Oh, that hurts. What are we doing?
We start off with the base. I'm gonna start off with white rice for mine.
Okay.
The easiest way to kind of describe how we're gonna get our flavor is just like a deconstructive poke bowl.
Okay.
Deconstructive sushi. So however you would just kind of build your sushi, you would build the same kind of style here. So we're going for like that Hawaiian style sushi. It's sushi in a bowl.
That's a great way to think of
Yeah.
that. And I think maybe if we think of it that way, it'll maybe open some doors for
Yes.
people because obviously sushi's very popular already in the States. So hey, think of it that way if you've never had poke. If you like sushi, this is a deconstructed sushi roll with all of the toppings so that you get to choose yourself, not just what's on the menu on a sushi roll.
Pretty much.
I like the way you said that, man.
Yeah.
You've done this before.
Yes, I have.
All right, so what do? Do I get some rice?
So you can start off with white rice, brown rice, or we got some salad that you can start off to. We call that spring mix.
I'm gonna do some brown rice.
Brown rice.
So how do I open this from the
Yep,
side?
open it
Okay.
right there.
And what do? We've got the little
We
paddle
grab
here.
this scoop, and you're just gonna pour about just kind of one scoop
Just
straight
one
in
sort
the
of-
center of the bowl. The goal is to kind of build that mountain up. So
So we want to take this about like this. Is that good?
about that.
I'm gonna put that just
Straight
right in the
in.
center there.
Correct. Yep.
Little mound, you said.
Correct. You can kind of just take
Gosh,
it right there.
you guys are lucky when you come in that Seth is making your bowl and not me because I'm like, it would
Yes.
take me 20 minutes to make your poke bowl. All right,
And
Seth.
then some people like to do the seasoning. This is called furikake. It's just gonna be dry seaweed with sesame seeds and a little bit of sea salt. So you can kind of just sprinkle a little bit of that.
See, I like furikake. So it's dried seaweed and what else? Sesame seeds?
Sesame seeds with a little bit of sea salt.
Sea salt. So
Correct.
for folks at home, like what's that flavoring like? What kind of flavor is that gonna bring to the dish?
The main flavor is you get a little bit of that sesame with a little bit of kind of like that. Seaweed has like a little fishy, but it's not too strong. It's not overwhelming, so it kind of brings that like
That little taste of the ocean.
Taste, a little bit.
Little
correct.
flavor of the ocean for you, but not overpowering, right?
Not overpowering.
Okay, I'm gonna do, I'll do a little
subtle.
bit. There we go.
And then for mine, I'm just gonna start off with 2 Spam and a spicy tuna. So we start by pouring the protein just in the metal bowl right here.
Oh, okay. So I need
that.
to. So put this bowl down.
Correct. And you're just gonna need this. And we can actually just scoop both of these right over here.
Well, now hang on a second.
And
So
we're just
you're using 2 scoops of Spam, but
Correct.
talk me through what different proteins that people can choose from when they get up here.
So we got some tuna. There's spicy tuna, salmon, shrimp. I'm a very big on the shrimp and the Spam personally.
Yeah.
So spicy tuna is actually what I'm going to use as our 3rd protein as we do 3 proteins.
Okay.
But since spicy tuna is already marinated, we put it on right after the sauce. So we're kind of mixing the proteins, a little bit of veggies and a sauce in this metal bowl.
Yeah.
And then later on, I'll add that spicy tuna.
Because this already has some seasoning and
Correct.
sauce on it,
We don't
so
wanna
we
get
don't need
rid
to
of
mix
that.
it in with everything. We want it
Correct.
to stay. We want the seasoning that you've got that on that tuna to really stay on there and not. We don't want to lose that with the other
Exactly.
things. Totally makes it. This is a lot more intricate than I ever realized, brother. I would just come in and be like, "Hey, Seth, make my bowls, brother." I didn't realize the intricacies that are involved in this. Okay, so you've got a scoop of Spam here. So let's see. So I get to choose.
Correct.
My-
You can pick any 3 scoops out of these right here.
Okay. Now I'm
Yeah.
definitely a tuna guy, but I think I'm gonna hold off because I like the spicy tuna, so I'm not gonna start with that. I'm probably gonna go salmon. I think. Is that
Salmon
cool?
goes pretty good. A lot of people actually like to do this whole row. They'll go salmon, shrimp, and spicy tuna. It's kind of like a good mixture. It gets a little bit of citrus, but you still get that salmon and that tuna flavor with a little bit of spice.
I like where your head's at, man. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do for mine.
Sounds good.
So I just grab like a
Yep. You start off with the salmon. You can put that in the metal bowl. It's just a nice scoop.
nice scoop there. Oh, that's
There you go.
gorgeous. Okay,
And then we'll do 1 scoop of the shrimp if that's what you wanted to do.
love it. Yeah, I'm gonna trust you, man. You know what you're doing.
Sounds good.
Is this in a marinade? What is this? What's this in?
So it's ceviche. So it marinates in a lemon, lime, and orange juice.
Oh,
Marinates overnight, and it just kind of those citrus is what cooks the shrimp.
right. So again, a ceviche. That's what you
Yes.
take that citrus and it helps cook that shrimp, so
Exactly.
it's not raw. So don't worry, you're not getting raw shrimp when you come in here.
Correct.
It's ceviche style. The lemon, the lime juice is going to help cook that. It's also going to impart some nice brightness and citrus flavor, I'd imagine, right?
Adds
Okay.
a little bit of that citrus hint.
So we're gonna so we've got these two, but we're waiting on that tuna because it's already mixed in with
marinated,
the
so
spicy
we'll put it right
marinade.
after.
So we're gonna wait till the end.
Correct.
Okay, so we got 2 for now. Where are we going next?
Good. So over here, we're just gonna put some veggies in here just to add some texture and some flavor. For this bowl, I'm gonna start off with the edamame, and we're also gonna put OG veg, which is just our onions and jalapenos, and we marinate that in our OG sauce. That's gonna be made
OG
of.
sauce.
It's gonna be sweet onions and jalapenos. They marinate in rice wine vinegar, olive oil, and sesame oil. We just kind of separate the sauce and the veggies.
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
As we're sitting here and we're looking at the line, I had my eye on
Straight
the OG.
on that.
Yes, again. So I see the raw onion there, but like then I saw the jalapeno and the onion in the marinade, and like as you're talking, I'm staring at that.
Yes.
And I was waiting, like, when is Seth gonna tell me what that is? Because
Kinda
that is what I
catches the
want.
eye right
It does. Okay. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So I want it's OG.
OG.
OG vet. What's in the
OG
OG
veg.
sauce?
So that's gonna be rice wine vinegar, olive oil, and sesame oil with a little bit of our Aloha shoyu sauce, which is just like our gluten-free premium soy sauce.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Can I grab some jalapeno?
Yes, you can.
Should I put that
Add
now
some
or should I wait
spicy.
till later?
You would put it right now.
I'll put it now. Okay.
All of these kind of blend in with the metal bowl. Sauce.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a big spice guy, Seth. Are you? You like spice? You
I love
spicy guy?
spicy, yes.
Yeah, my guy.
I put spicy everything personally.
Me too. Me too. Okay. I'm gonna get the edamame too.
Sounds good.
You know what I love about this? The edamame is that, you know, when you think of edamame, you're used to like the pods,
Yes.
right? And you go to a restaurant, you're gonna be and you gotta like get them out of the pods. You've already de-shelled them
Already.
for us, so it's like a kid in a candy
get to
store.
enjoy
You
it.
just get to it. Okay.
So then we go on to our sauce that we're gonna put in this metal bowl, kind of good to give flavor to that protein and everything in there.
Yeah.
For this, I'm gonna do the Wicked Wahini, which is just a sweet heat soy sauce. And that has a little bit of chili paste, lime juice, and soy sauce. We kind of coconut palm sugar to give that little sweetness to it too.
Okay. But it's got a little heat to it, you said
A
too,
little
right?
bit of heat. So it's gonna be sweet with that coconut palm sugar, and then the chili paste will give it a little bit of heat.
Love
and
that.
there's some fresh lime juice in there too.
Now I see a few different ones here. What are the options that people have? Now you and I, obviously, we're spicy. You know, we're spicy dudes. We like it. what are the other options I see here? Because they look similar, but they're labeled differently.
There are. So there is the ponzu. That's going to be kind of like a citrus one. That's just going to be our Aloha soy sauce with the fresh lime, fresh orange, and fresh lemon juice. Kind of nice and simple. It just adds a citrusy flavor.
Okay.
The OG sauce is going to be that one that we talked about earlier. Those sweet onions and those jalapenos that marinate, rice wine vinegar, olive oil, sesame oil.
Oh, so this is the sauce that we've got our...
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
It's what the veggies will marinate inside of.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
then sometimes I'll go for the island thin fire. This is going to be a spicier one. And that's got fresh pineapples and habanero peppers with a little bit of cilantro, honey, and rice wine vinegar.
That sounds really good too, because you're gonna get the sweet from that pineapple,
Correct.
right? But then you're gonna get that fire from
the
heat.
habanero peppers.
Yeah. What do you do? What did you say you're gonna
I'm
use?
going to do the wicked wahini for this one. A little bit of
Okay.
sweet, but also a little bit of heat, and it goes pretty good with that Spam right there.
I think, you know what, I'm gonna do the same as Seth is, because I've already put extra jalapenos in mine,
Extra
and I've already got the
jalapenos.
OG jalapenos with the onion. So I think I'm gonna do with you. I'm gonna do the wicked
good.
wahini. I don't think I need the island fin fire.
And
So
you just
how much
kinda
do we do
pour
here?
it all around.
Just
It's
all over?
Gonna go around the bowl maybe once or twice, and then
Like
that's
that?
it right there.
All set. Excellent.
And then I'll give you this. We're gonna take this and we're gonna kind of just mix it around just to get the flavor everywhere. And then as we're putting it on to get everything, we're gonna kind of just twist this right here. We're
Oh,
gonna kind of pour like this, and we're just gonna be twisting this to get it all spread everywhere,
okay.
just like that.
So just kind of like this.
Correct?
Dude, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Because I would come in here every single Thursday as we discussed. How in the heck did you get my bowls so perfectly done so quickly? Because this is taking me a minute.
Taking you a minute.
But I would come in, man, and you would just knock my two bowls out, and they would be perfection, and you'd have them done in minutes.
A lot of it just comes with practice and understanding the bowl, understanding what you want and how to get the person happy. So
See, and that's why we're here. That's why we come to the experts to educate you on how to order a poke bowl. That's why we're at Island Fin Poké, because of Mark, because of Seth. These guys know it inside and out. And even for somebody like me, who's been eating poke for years and years, I'm learning something new today, for sure. All right,
and we
what do
can
we do
just
next?
put these metal bowls aside.
So we're all set with the bowls?
We're set with the metal bowls, and we'll just finish the rest right on here.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna add some. Oh, we're gonna go back right here to get our spicy tunas.
Oh, that's right. We don't want to forget the spicy tuna.
Right on top.
That's what again, you're lucky I'm not making your poke bowl, because I would have forgotten your spicy
Forgot
tuna.
completely.
That's why we got Seth here.
So you can just scoop one scoop right in the center.
Oh, you got a nice scoop on this too. Okay, you can get a pretty good scoop on this. Do something
You
like
go
that.
Right in the center.
Right in the
Correct.
center.
Perfect.
Now it makes sense what you were talking about, because we've got the wicked wahini sauce.
Yes.
We've got the OG sauce from those veggies, and you're right. Like, I don't want my spicy tuna to be mixed in with that, so because I want the integrity of the spice that you've been marinating that tuna in. Now it makes more
Gets
sense.
all that flavor in there. So we're start over here. You can get a little bit of fruit. For me, I'm gonna do the salsa. This has some pineapple, fresh mango in there.
Okay.
And then we put a little bit of cilantro, jalapenos, salt, and pepper in there. So
I thought I saw
kind
pepper.
of
I
gets
thought
it
that was
nice.
pepper. I was curious.
Yes, a little bit of black pepper in there.
And there's cilantro and jalapeno in there too.
Yes, there is. Jalapenos give it a little spice, but not too much to get that like salsa kind of flavor. But the fruit is what really gets
Brightens
the
it up,
pineapple,
right?
that mango adds some nice sweetness. So.
Do you guys see a pattern here? You guys see a pattern? Everything that Seth scoops into his bowl has some sort of jalapeno or pepper in it. This is my guy.
Something in there.
Exactly. Okay, so but this, if you don't want the spicy salsa, this is what we got: some fresh
pineapple.
I keep saying jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
I just keep saying jalapeno. Fresh pineapple.
Yeah.
Or you can get, is this mango?
Fresh
Or
mango,
fresh
yes.
mango. I'm with you, brother. I'm going spicy.
Want some
Can't help
salsa?
it. Let's go salsa on this baby. Like that? Is that too much?
Just like that, and you can kind of just sprinkle it all over.
So this doesn't go right through it. We're kind of doing this all around the.
Correct,
okay.
all around the
We're
bowl.
spreading this out.
There you go.
This is looking pretty good. I'm kind of proud of
Pretty
myself
good.
over here.
So we go over here. These are just kind of be veggies. Some of them add texture. There's some spice. I'm gonna do the spicy pickle veggies.
What a
These
shocker!
have
Seth's
spice.
hitting spicy veggies.
So it's gonna have.
What a shocker!
It's gonna have some carrots, jalapenos, and cucumbers, and those just pickle overnight. So it's a
Okay.
nice flavor right there. Little spice, little pickle, it adds some savory flavor in there.
Beautiful.
And that would just kind of go on the side of the bowl, and they can mix it in as they want.
Oh, man! You know what else is really just impressive is that it's one thing to come down the line and pick out what you want, but everything is done with a purpose here. Like the way that we make sure that we wait on that spicy tuna, the way that we make sure that the rice is right in the center. You just put those veggies in a particular spot on the side of the bowl. And I think what, for me, it's like, it's breaking everything down. Because again, I would come in and watch you make these and it's just,
Can't do it all.
but as someone, you know, taking the viewers here behind the scenes and really showcasing that there's more to it. It's not just a quick service, throw stuff in a bowl. Everything has a purpose and is done for a reason. And I'm learning that right now. And I'm a guy that, like I said, I've eaten poke for years, but seeing the intricacies behind it and the why behind it, man, this is not just fast food. You guys are really doing some stuff here, bro.
Every single ingredient will have purpose. And then we're actually gonna go over here and add some of the surimi.
Oh, I love that.
It's just gonna be some imitation crab right there.
That's one of my favorites.
It's a really good flavor. It goes well with the Spam and that spicy tuna.
And you put a hefty little portion on that, baby.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
It's a nice little grab.
So what am I can just kind of pick from here?
Dude, pick whatever you want. A lot of people tend to go to seaweed. Seaweed's very popular.
I love seaweed, yeah.
And then that would just kind of go right on top. There's also spicy pickle veggies. That's what I did. There's some ginger if you like ginger.
So we got, okay, so let's go through this. We got some ginger right there.
Yes.
Are these cucumber?
Those are gonna be just straight cucumbers.
Straight cucumbers. We got, are these, is that, what's that?
That's pickled veg. So that's gonna
Pickled
be
veg.
daikon and cucumber, and we pickle that overnight. And daikon's gonna be like a Japanese radish.
Got
winter
you.
Radish.
And of course, as we've established, there is the spicy pickled veg.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go seaweed, I think, brother.
And that can just kind of go right on top, just like I did the surimi. It's gonna kind of be a mountain.
Just gonna put that right there. Can I get this and the surimi? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
The surimi will go right on top of the seaweed.
We're building a we're building a poke mountain,
Yes,
Seth.
you are.
We're building a poke mountain, bro. Okay, so this just kind of like this. Is that enough?
Correct.
Okay, we put that right on top.
Right on top.
Okay.
And then you do the same thing with the surimi. It's just gonna go right on top of the seaweed.
Oh, I love this surimi. Now you put a healthy. Can I put a
Yes.
healthy portion
Yeah,
too?
you can.
I just feel bad, but that looks so good.
That's
I
good
got
portion.
to. Oh, look at that. That's what you want. Right on top.
Right in the center.
Now, be honest with me here, because you're putting some really fabulous ingredients. You're putting some healthy portions. Are you doing this just for us today, or is this how when people come in and order it, it really looks this way?
This is exactly how it would look when people come under.
You're not just doing this for the camera.
No, I'm not.
Man, this is the spot. Okay, can I do some green onion?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
That kind of just gets sprinkled all around.
Man, this is crazy. This is nuts. Now, this is like bright orange. What do we have back here?
That's gonna be masago. It's gonna be some nice fish eggs right there.
Okay,
Adds a little.
does that have a flavor? What does that do?
It adds a nice fishy flavor. There's a little saltiness to it too.
Okay.
I like it for the texture personally. It's kind of a little poppy in it.
So if a scoop like that about right?
Yep. And you can kind of just like sprinkle it all over. You want to be very careful with it and not allow it just to come a scoop because it'll kind of roll off like a mountain.
Okay.
So you kind of want to let it
just
sprinkle.
like this?
Correct.
Tell me if I'm doing it wrong, Seth.
You're doing it perfect.
You sure? Should I squeeze this?
Yeah, you can
a little
squeeze
bit?
it just very gently.
Oh.
You'll kind of see it kind of fall out.
Oh,
There you go.
Again,
Perfect.
listen, I need to apologize
good first
to you.
try.
I need to apologize to you, honestly, because I think I took for granted how fantastically you put together those poke bowls for me. Now that I have to do it, I'm like, I think I have a new appreciation. So, man. All right, what else?
And then we're coming over here to the finishing sauce. For this one, I'm just gonna do our togarashi. This is our version of a spicy mayo, but we also have a bunch over here. Ono is like a sweet Thai chili.
Okay.
That tends to be what people want to do. They don't want too much spicy, but they still want a little kick and
Yeah.
add some sweetness.
Okay.
Most of the time, if someone doesn't want spicy, there are times, like my brother personally, he'll do avocado cream.
Okay.
And that's just gonna be like avocado, lime juice, and Mexican crema. Kind of like a nice,
That's a little light
very
avocado
subtle,
crema.
light avocado flavor, but no spice. Still adds that creaminess that you want.
Right. So if you're not like us, if you don't like spice, just go with the crema there.
Go with the crema.
Go with avocado crema. Probably a good choice. But for us, what are you doing? You got the spicy.
Oh, it's kind of just like a nice drizzle, kind of all over.
And what's in this
Just
again?
like this. This is gonna be a spicy mayo. We make this out of, there's obviously going to be mayo in there.
Sure.
There's a little bit of honey, add some sweetness.
Okay.
There's some mirin in there. There's some chili paste. That's going to give it a little bit of spice.
Okay.
And there's also going to be a torgarashi seasoning. So that's why it's named torgarashi, because it gets that flavor from torgarashi. That's going to add some more spice in there too.
I'm with you. I think again, man, I gotta go to the Seth way.
Yes.
I gotta go. And this
Little
one
bit
you
of
just
spice.
kind of, this is kind of a back and forth across.
Exactly. Just a nice little zigzag drizzle all over.
Dude, this, thank God you're here. This actually looks
Beautiful.
good. Like,
Yeah.
if I got this, I'd be happy. And
Happy.
when I was first decided I was gonna come back and make this with you, I didn't think I'd be able to make a nice poke bowl that looks this good and tastes this good.
Looks pretty good.
Okay, well, are we about done? What do we do next?
We're about done. You can add some crunchies if you'd like. We got some wontons over here, crispy onions. People tend to do that for like a little bit of texture, a little bit of that crunchiness. There's also some sesame seeds.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm gonna do something with a little crunch because you're right. You know, we have a lot of great flavors in here, a lot of great spice, beautiful fish, but I'm a guy, I don't know, I like a little texture.
Little
I like
texture.
some crunch and diversity in each bite. So what do we have here again?
I'm gonna do the wonton personally. That's,
Okay.
It just adds a nice little texture, but it's very subtle.
Yeah.
Flavor in there.
We'll just give you a nice little bite with it.
There you go. And that's actually gonna be it for this one, right?
Okay, and it looks like, so we've got some wontons, we've got some tempura. What else is back there?
There's some crispy onions. We got some toasted coconut. That's just made coconut. And we bake it in the chili oil to add that like crunchiness to it.
Okay.
And then there's some dry seaweed, crispy jalapenos.
Okay. I'm gonna do with you what you did, man. I like the wonton
bit of wonton?
because I think for me personally, like this bowl has all the flavor that I want. It's only missing texture. And I think you're right, the wontons will add that crispiness, but it's not gonna take away from the flavor we
Very
just built.
subtle.
Exactly. All right. Just a scoop.
Yep, just one scoop right on top. You can kind of
How do you
sprinkle
do these
it a
so
little
quickly, man? And not only that,
bit.
you know,
Little practice.
you know what else impresses me is that I bet I could go down this line and point to each item, and you could tell me where it goes on the bowl. Well,
Yes,
that goes
I
to the
can.
side. That goes all around. I mean, that's crazy. So just over top.
Just right over top. You start in the center and then kind of sprinkle it
Let it-
everywhere. There you go. Perfect.
Dude, and that's our poke bowl.
That's your poke bowl.
Seth, next look at this. I did this. Can you believe it? With the help of this
Beautiful
man,
bowl.
I did this. I can't believe that. Like, you were just like a kid when I was here last time, and now look at you.
Grown up a little bit.
You are, and man, you're still doing excellent work behind this line, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. All right, well, it looks good, but does it taste good? We're gonna find out next. Time to sit down, eat the poke bowls. It looks good. I'm gonna tell you, man, Seth, on top of it.
He's all right.
Man, and I told him this, I'm gonna tell you, I don't think maybe a lot of people haven't really appreciated what it takes to build a poke bowl because everything has a purpose. As kind of Seth was talking me through it, I mean, it looks beautiful. Hopefully mine tastes great. We're gonna see how I did. But everything goes in a certain place and has a purpose. And it's one of those things when you come in, those guys are so good at what they do, they make it look so simple. But he's walking me through that back there, man. No. This is built a certain way.
Yep. Everything has a very specific place where it's supposed to go in the bowl.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to dig in, and you do as well. But kind of want to change topics a little bit here, man. And as you guys know, I would come here years ago, and something that kind of resonates with me is just the way that your staff and the way that you interact with people, man. It sounds like the poke is the foundation of what you're doing here, but then there's the relationship aspect of when people come in, the way that you treat people, the way you welcome them in. I mean, you've got it on the wall there, brother. It says Ohana. What's the mentality behind the way that you run Island Fin Poke?
So when I was with Margaritaville, I spent 9 weeks over the course of a year opening Jimmy Buffett's at the Beachcomber. So that was my experience in Hawaii. And
Okay.
what the thing is, I mean, your family. I mean, when you're in your family, that's just what it is. You're not, there's no more handshakes.
Right.
I mean, it's a hug.
And to be
right?
honest, before we started rolling, I walked in, you and I, first thing, big hug. You gave me a big hug as soon as I walked in.
But it's not fake,
Right.
right? It's hugging, and it's What we don't want is anything about what we do to be transactional, right? There are a lot of restaurants out there where it is nothing. It is a good in exchange for money. And we don't want it to be like that. We want it to be where you're coming in and asking Seth about his girlfriend and his family and whatever. And I'll tell you right now, Milena, the people that come in here know all about her life. Probably too much, but it's family.
Yeah.
You know, so we treat our team members like family. Our team members treat our guests like family.
Yeah.
And our guests go out in the community and spread the good word of Island Fin Poké.
Of Ohana.
Yep.
And that really resonates. And watching it firsthand, because I felt that way before when I was just a customer that were really a part of the family that would come in every Thursday, but really you taking us behind the scenes today, which is what this episode was all about. I'll be honest, I thought we were coming in today to learn about Poké and to make sure that Poké was approachable, and so that everybody watching understands what Poké is about, and that it is approachable and it's not intimidating. But I learned a completely different lesson today from you and your staff, and that is the way that you treat people. Now, of course, food's fantastic, but I learned a totally different lesson today than I thought I was going to, and I think you guys did too.
Yeah, we want to be an experiential brand, right? It's you know, everything is rooted in culture. I mean, that's the foundation. You don't build a house on sand, right?
Yeah.
You know, the building blocks are, you know, our food is great.
Yes.
Right? I will put our bowls up against anybody.
Oh, so will I.
The special sauce is right there.
Yeah.
Seth, Milena, Faith. And she has 8 more kids just like that, right? It's culture.
Yeah.
And it comes from their leader, Milena, and rolls right down, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and it shows in, you know, the relationships we have with our community and our neighborhood.
Well, here's what I'm excited about too, because full disclosure, it has been 2 years since I have had an Island Fin Poké Bowl, which was a staple of my life for the entire pandemic. And now we get to capture it on camera. 2 years in the making, here we go. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I haven't had one since yesterday.
Get out of here. Oh goodness, look at this. Here we go. Some shrimp on there. Oh man. I need a minute. I need a minute, everybody. Man. And I don't know what it is about food and people, but I think because of what you discussed with your staff, with the people that work here, when I take a bite of this, I'm internally, emotionally taken back to when I used to come in here every Thursday night, man. It really takes me back there. You're right, use the term experiential. It's an experience, right? When I'm eating this right now, man, I'm taken back to those experiences of every Thursday night through the pandemic where the world was uncertain, but I had one certainty. Every Thursday night, I was gonna have myself a damn good Poké Bowl, and I was gonna see some people that I really enjoyed seeing on Thursday nights. And this bite takes me back there. But without that culture you're talking about, that doesn't happen. Again, it goes back to that lesson I didn't realize we were gonna have today. God, this is good. Now you get Spam in yours though, right?
Oh yeah.
Is that, I mean, obviously it's huge in Hawaii. Was that a taste that you developed while you were out there, or?
Yeah, and I mean, we go through, like, for instance, in Clarksville this week, in 3 days, we've gone through 8 cans of Spam.
What?
Oh yeah, dude. People are like, you really have Spam as a protein? It's like,
if you try it, it's good.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I always get it. I get 2 Spam and 1 spicy tuna.
But okay, Clarksville is in Tennessee, for those that don't know. You have an Island Fin Poké there. What's going on up there that you are getting people in Tennessee to try Spam in their poke? Is it again just educating people?
Dude, surprisingly, there's a huge island population up there.
Really?
Every day, people from Guam, people from Hawaii. So it's been a very surprising, but it comes from the base. People get stationed on the base, and then after they move around, they retire back to Clarksville because it's that kind of community.
So they've traveled all over the place, probably had it maybe in Hawaii or at least in the South Pacific somewhere, and then you offer it there in Clarksville. I bet for them, they're just going nuts over it then.
Nuts.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Been a great week.
So you starting this company, man, like do you mix it up each day? Do you have your bowl? Like is there just one that you mark every single day, he knows what he likes?
6+ years.
That's your,
I mean, that's how it is. The people that come in, you could make your bowl a million different ways.
yeah.
But people come in, and then we have people that come in 2-3 times a week, and they get the same bowl every time. Clarksville's been open 3 days. We have people that have ordered on the app 3 times. Seriously. We had on Monday.
What?
We opened on Monday. We had 2 different groups that came in for lunch, went home from work, grabbed their spouses, and came back for dinner. Not a joke. That's when you know that you've struck something in the community.
That's true.
It was the franchisees up there, Jeff and Chelsea are like, what? I'm like,
It's
that's
the
when
real,
you know
brother.
you got it.
It's the real deal. And I did the same thing. And before we get out of here, I'm going to say exactly what you mentioned. After a few weeks, every Thursday night I'd come in, and I would come in, and Seth was here. I don't even think I told him what I wanted anymore. I would come in, and he would say, 2 Poké bowls? I would say, yeah. And he would just make them. Because I'm with you. Like, you for 6 years been doing this, I would get the same. But again, they knew exactly what I was getting at.
These kids are like good bartenders.
Yes.
Right? They remember.
Yes, that's it.
They remember names. They remember your kids, and they remember what you get in your damn bowl. And I don't get it because, like, I'll remember your face, but it's going to be, hey, dude, how are you?
Right. Well, I know that now that we've educated some folks, I know there's going to be people that are excited to try this. Where can people find you? And I know you've got an app. You're all over the country. What's the best way to find an Island Fin Poké?
Go on the website,
Yeah.
islandfinpoke.com. So it's got all the locations. You can find one, near where you are. But I mean, we're all over social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Very true.
So-
Yeah, and the app. You got your own app, which I'm downloading the app.
The app, yeah, because the app is again like the brand. It's experiential. There's a webcam to the North Shore of Hawaii. So when you're in Cincinnati and it's 20 degrees, you can be like, wave conditions in Hawaii. Yep. So
You're in my mind because in 2 days I'm going to be back there at 17 degrees, and I promise you I'm going to be in my loft. I'm going to be freezing, but I'm going to look at that live feed from Hawaii just in my mind's eye trying to get there. So
that's awesome.
Well, hopefully you guys learned something today. And listen, Poké it's flavorful, it's delicious, and it's about ohana, it's about family, especially at Island Fin. And I want to thank you because today was more about going to the experts, going to the authorities when it comes to Poké and really letting people know what it's about. So you took the time today, man. We really appreciate that, dude. And more than anything, it was great to see you again, dude.
You too, buddy.
Let's bring it in. I miss this guy. All right, guys, thanks for joining us on this episode. We'll see you next time on America's Best Restaurants.